Hi, welcome to my channel created by Lady T. My name is Tatiana and I want to wish you all a very happy new year. I want to introduce my new series for my channel, which is a crochet along. I am going to introduce you to a new crochet project every month, and I will do one project a month, and I'll usually have it uploaded within the first 5 days of the month, depending on how my month is going and depending on what's happening with my videotaping and how it works out. But usually sometime between the 1st of the month and the 5th of the month, I will be posting a crochet project. Something very easy that you can do in a few hours or maybe a few days if you want to take your time. And there'll be small projects. You don't have to subscribe to any box or any deals. You can use your own yarn. You can purchase your own yarn, or you can use some yarn that you have laying around your house. And similar yarns, I will give you a lot of options, and so that you can crochet along with me and have these fun projects that are related to whatever month that we have. So we're going to start with January, which is the beginning of our month. And this month we're going to start to make a cowl, something really nice and soft and fluffy that you can wear during these cool days of winter in the month of January. It's a cowl. I am, for this project, I'm going to be using this really thin but fluffy pink yarn. You don't have to use the same yarn. You can use any yarn that you want. You can use Red Heart. You can use something else, any product that you want. I will give the product description of this yarn in my description box below. And I will also give all the materials that you need. But you can use whatever you have lying around the house as well. And I will also provide the instructions for you in my description box. So we're going to make this wonderful cowl for this month, and crochet with me. And next month we'll do something else, and it'll always be related to the theme of the month. So in the month of February, for Valentine's Day, I will have a Valentine's Day project. For the month of March, I will have a St. Patrick's Day project. For the month of April, I'll have an Easter project, and so forth and so on. So this month we're going to make a nice cowl with lots of options for you. So join me in putting together this wonderful cowl together today, and we'll have fun. So the supplies you're going to need are 2 balls of yarn and an L size crochet hook. And I'll put the product description of the crochet hook in my description below this channel. But you're going to need a large crochet hook. So this is an L. But if you prefer to use a larger one or a smaller one, because that's your preference, you can do that too. And the yarn is 148.7 yards. And I like to use one that's machine washable, because that way, if it gets dirty, you can wash it, and it's really nice to use. So we're going to get started with this project. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 strands of this yarn. So there's one strand, and here's the other strand. And what I like to do is I like to keep the yarn separate, far away from each other, so they don't get tangled up. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a slip knot here, and you're going to put the tail through a little loop. And so you're working with 2 loops throughout this whole process. So you just have to focus and be careful. So I have decided that we're going to chain 51. So we're going to go and chain 51. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. Okay, I'm almost done. 48, 49, 50, and 51. So that's 51 on the chain. Now this first row is always the hardest row, because what you want to do is you want to make sure that you go into all the loops. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So I'll pull this out. So you want to go into all these loops. So you have to really look at this and you have to count. And I really think that, you know, when you crochet, you should have your music on and not the TV, because the TV could be very distracting. So you want to focus on what it is that you're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. So I'm going to show you how to chain 3. Now I made a gauge for this before I put together this this pattern. But if you think that this L, if this L crochet hook is not the right size for you, and you want to use K, or you want to use something else, you can make your own gauge. Now you do your own gauge by making a chain of 15 and then doing 7 double crochets, and I'll show you, and I'll show you, I'll make another video on how to make a gauge. But this gauge I practiced this with the 2 yarns that I'm using to do 51, and that is the best one that I figured out for the cowl, for the way I crochet. So if you want to use a different size hook because you feel it's a better fit for you, that's good. But I would say if you use any other size hook, you should use a size K. But I felt that the L was the best for me for this particular project. So you're going to skip that first 3, the first 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to do a double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. So that's 3 chains. So it's nice and big. Okay, so this counts as your first chain, as your first double crochet, and this is your 2nd double crochet. So then what you're going to do, since 51 minus 3 is 48. So I'm sorry, it took a little time for me to do that math. So you're going to do 48 for the rest of this row. So so this is 1, and that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I've done 11 rows. Now I'm going to do row 12, and this is going to be my final row. So chain 2, and again double crochet in each double crochet across the board. So this is what we're going to do. So you can see it's coming up nice and chunky. Okay. Okay, see. So it's yarn over in the hook, put the hook in the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up 2 loops, and then you've got 2 on your crochet hook, and then pull up 2 loops. And it's only one stitch throughout this whole project very easy to do. And we're nearing the end now. So your project starts to get heavy as you near the end. And I'm still counting to make sure that I have an even amount of double crochets. Okay, and then one more. So this is my last one. Okay, so when you get to the end like this, what you're going to do is you're going to cut off a tail. So here I have a tail and I just cut it. And then I just pull it through like this. Okay, and then I make a nice little knot. Like so. I make a nice knot that I can't, it's not seenable. It's not, you can't see it very well like this. And then I cut it. Seeable, I'm making up my own words here. Okay, and then you weave in the ends. And the way you do that is you could do it several ways. You could take a crochet hook and just pull it through. This is really an easy way to do this. I just pull the crochet hook and inside one of the holes, and I just pull it through. You don't want to ruin it, but just kind of use your instinct and just be very intuitive about it, and then just pull another one through. And then what if I have two like this, what I do is I take one and I take it underneath the hole like this. And you don't want to pull it too tight, but just a little tight. And then what I do is I tie a knot like so. And just a 4-square knot, just a basic knot that you would do. And with yarn this chunky, it can get lost in there. So the next step after this is you can make a decision. You could either sew up the sides like this and wear it like this, so you can just take your take a needle and part of your thread and you can sew up the sides. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a button, because I thought the button would look really cute, and then I can just button my cowl. And so I'm going to use a really cute button that I have right over here. I have this beautiful silver button, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this button right here. And actually I'm going to go in about 3 inches. So I have my little measuring thing here. So I'm going to go in about 3 inches. So I'm going to sew it right here, 3 inches in. And that way you can either, go through here or you can go through there. So when you put in a button, it's really easy to pull it through without actually making a buttonhole in something, a project this chunky. So that's why I kind of liked it. Now I got to find my 3 inches again, and I'm just using some of the leftover yarn to sew this. So I have to figure out where my 3 inches were again. So I'm going to find 3 inches. So that's 1, 2, 3. And I just do it to the top. And I have my 3 inches in. And so I have my needle. I have like a big darning needle. You can use whatever needle you have, but you have to have a needle with a big hole. So you can find these actually at Michael's or any other places that have crafts. That they're usually in the area with the crochet hooks. You don't need a lot of thread to do this. Now, this is only optional if you don't have a button that you want to use, or if you don't want a button. You don't have to have a button. It's totally 100% optional for you. So it's an optional material. The hard part is getting this thread into this hole, which I have to say takes me a couple of minutes. And then once it's in, ta-da! Make a knot at the bottom, like so. Okay, and then I just go through the button, sewing a buttonhole, and put it through the button. So I have to make sure it's in, and then I take the needle up and I wrap the thread around the button, maybe 3 or 4 times, maybe more, depending on, you want it nice and tight so it doesn't fall off. And then you just pull it through again. And actually I'm going to do it another time because I don't think it's tight enough. Okay, so then I make a knot again here. A lot of knot making in crochet. People don't realize that you just do a lot of knots. Okay, and then I just pull it through and I have a nice little cowl. And that's it. So the next step after this actually would be to block it. And I will be having another video on how to block on my channel. But I usually use a steam blocker method that I will show on another video. And it'll be on my channel so that you can make it look very professional. But this is really nice. It's a little cowl to use during the holidays or after the holidays or anytime. And you can just pull it, you don't even have to take this button off. You can just put it over your head every time you use it. So you can just kind of keep it like this. And it's just, I thought it was just really pretty and decorative. If you don't have a button, you can also use a pin. So those are some other options that you can, and you don't like to sew buttons, you can always use a pin and just pin it together. And that is how to make this wonderful cowl. And here's my beautiful cowl that I'm wearing, and can keep your wonderful neck nice and warm and absolutely pretty, and it'll go with lots of outfits. So make one of these today and enjoy.